There is a type of fat you cannot see. It sits beneath the surface, wrapping around your liver and intestines in a dense, suffocating blanket. Unlike the passive fat directly under your skin, this layer is biologically active. It operates as a continuous chemical pump, pushing inflammatory signals out into your surrounding tissues. Every single day those chemicals remain, they increase your risk for diabetes and heart disease. The physical changes of combating this fat begin immediately inside the body, long before you ever see a change on the scale. This layer of fat operates as an active, toxic organ that requires direct biological intervention. The first trigger happens the moment you enter a caloric deficit. Your levels of insulin, the hormone responsible for storing fat, begin to drop. This chart shows exactly what happens next. As the line for insulin descends, it is met by a rising line for adiponectin, a hormone helping muscles use energy efficiently. As inflammation drops, your brain communicates more clearly with your fat cells. This improved communication typically manifests as stabilized moods and the lifting of brain fog before the body physically changes size. In this earliest stage, fat loss is a process of neurological and hormonal rewiring. Once the chemical environment stabilizes, the physical mass of the fat begins to recede, relieving intense mechanical pressure on your internal organs. Your liver is often the first to benefit. As visceral fat clears, the liver's ability to detoxify your blood and manage cholesterol increases. This also provides major cardiovascular relief. Your heart no longer has to force blood through a congested abdomen, which often leads to a drop in blood pressure within just a few weeks. Even your breathing changes. Less pressure on the diaphragm means it can finally expand downwards, allowing for deeper, more efficient breaths. Losing visceral fat physically uncrushes your internal systems, allowing them to operate without mechanical resistance. When this fat begins to disappear, it doesn't simply melt or vanish. It has to go somewhere. Through beta oxidation, triglyceride molecules break apart into free fatty acids, entering your mitochondria. The mitochondria burn these for fuel, leaving two primary byproducts: carbon dioxide and water. You literally exhale 84% of this fat through your lungs as carbon dioxide. The remaining 16% leaves your body as water, sweat, or urine. Weight loss is, quite literally, the process of exhaling converted carbon mass into the atmosphere. After several months of sustained loss, your body becomes more insulin sensitive, blood sugar stays stable, and the crashes that trigger intense sugar cravings begin to disappear. High visceral fat also causes resistance to leptin, the hormone that tells your brain you are full, which effectively blocks the signal. As the fat leaves, the signal clears. Your brain can finally hear the message, allowing you to find natural satisfaction with less food. Clearing this fat restores the body's natural hunger signaling, making it possible to feel satisfied without fighting constant physiological cravings. Because visceral fat is more metabolically active and has a higher rate of blood flow than fat under the skin, it is often the first to be mobilized and burned during exercise. This process responds fastest to high-intensity interval training to spike growth hormone and a reduction in refined sugar to keep insulin low. Quality sleep is also required to manage cortisol, the stress hormone that specifically drives the storage of visceral fat. This process summarizes a significant internal shift. You are reducing systemic inflammation, physically freeing your organs, and resetting your metabolic baseline. Shedding visceral fat removes a primary source of systemic inflammation and resets your internal biology. To see exactly which foods accelerate this process, watch the next video.